Yeah. So as you can tell, um, when you're gonna listen to the other ones, they're gonna come off way better than I do. They're not quite as blunt, direct, in your face. They have developed a use for metaphors, and they're very good at it. The metaphors are meant to point to the reality of the situation and the best way to go about entering into that kind of position where you're always looking at it from that point of view, you know, from the inside outside. So everything's always going outside. But obviously it's coming from in here, but it's coming outside. You know? All our senses are meant to work here. You know? You're gonna try and escape through dreaming, and you're gonna do that for the rest of your life. You know, people can do that. You can dream all your life, live in the dream way. But you know, otherwise, you know, if you're gonna be waking up in the real world, you know, you gotta learn how to deal with real life stuff. So, because of the many ways that real life stuff can be a little bit in your face, it can be a little bit triggering, it can be a little bit inflammatory. Different ways of speaking about these things have been developed that kind of just toe around the issue without directly confronting it. Yeah. So, things, you know. And one thing you're gonna notice too, you know, the language around it is gonna shift. So, like, even in like the United States of America, certain areas, you know, my kind of way of speaking is gonna be more easily digestible. Maybe in another area you need a different way of speaking, a different way of talking, a different way of being, and then it becomes more easily digestible for that population. You know, one population might refer it to as, you know, the authentic self. The other one will refer to it as no self. You know, and they're both talking about the same thing, but each one is talking in a way that is specific to the environment it's in. So it's not like it's doing this because it's the correct word. It's doing this because it's the effective word. You know, so depending on which one is more effective on getting which type of pointing and which type of seeing, you get a variety of different ways of going about saying this. You know, and using the same words in different ways, or using different words in the same way. You know? But that's, you know, that's something that takes time. You start learning, figure out what you want to say, how you want to say, how you want to approach people. That kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But, so, I guess you could say my shit's more like a New York with a small, tiny smidgen of Cali in it. You know, for the most part. A whole lot of Puerto Rico. But man, I buried that shit long ago, and then it just pops back up, and it's like, oh, there, we finished. But, you know. It is what it is. You gotta love it for it. You know, we're always gonna point to the same thing. You can find it anywhere you go. It'll never abandon you. It's always there with you. And it kind of looks like this. And that's just what it looks like right now. As you can tell, it's relative to my position, actually. And it encapsulates all I'll ever be capable of knowing in the now. But as I move, the now moves with me. It too begins to change. The seasons begin to fall. The squirrel becomes frozen in place because I looked him in the eyes. He's trying to hide his nuts. So I gotta remember not to look at him too deeply. Otherwise the squirrel's gonna be like... And then the minute I look away, that motherfucker's like, oh, he can't see me? And boom, he's running off, trying to hide that nut. So you gotta turn around sometimes. You know, you see a squirrel, he freezes in place, just turn around. Let the guy go about his business. He definitely doesn't like the eye-to-eye thing, though. But you know, welcome to life.